Hey guys, my name is Richard, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to register your brand with Amazon. I'm also going to go over the reasons why you'd want to register your brand with Amazon and what the key benefits are. Now, if you watch my previous videos, you know that, I mentioned that private labeling is the way to go. You no longer have to invent your own products or manufacture your own products. You can just find a product that you like, get your supplier to print your label, your store name or your brand on the product, and get them to ship the product to FBA, and FBA will do the rest. Now, yes, that's true, but you don't really want to private label your products with, text or an image that you don't have the trademark rights to. So you want to trademark this text that you're private labeling with first. And also, if you are registering a brand with Amazon, they will need a registered trademark. And why would we want to register a brand with Amazon? So the number one reason for registering a brand with Amazon is to protect your listing. Your listing is one of the most, if not the most important thing for you as your Amazon seller, because that's the thing that makes you money. Now, as sellers, we often spend months or weeks or days, just hours building up this listing and nurturing it and growing it and making sure that, it ranks highly and it sells. So once it sells and starts making revenue, you don't want other sellers to ruin your listing by changing product details or product images. If you have a registered brand with Amazon, others will not be able to do this. Also, you want to stop other sellers from selling under your listing. Now, just because you registered a brand with Amazon, that does not mean that other sellers won't be able to hijack your listing. They will still be able to do it, but what it does mean that as a registered brand owner, you'll be able to report them and get them removed very quickly. So this is the number one thing. There's other benefits to registering a brand, like you'll get access to A+ advertisement content and Amazon branded store. You also will be able to prevent your competitors from suppressing your listing. So what can sometimes happen is if you're doing really well and you've got particularly nasty competitors, they might report you as a non-authentic seller and say, report you to Amazon and say that you're selling non-authentic goods. Now, if this happens, Amazon can suppress your listing and require you to, or request you to provide certain proof and documents that you are the authentic seller, you have the rights to sell this product. Now, while you're going through this process, your listing won't be selling and also your product ranking will be dropping. So not a nice situation to be in. And lastly, the other thing that I really like about Amazon brand is once you've registered with Amazon, you can request Amazon to give you UPC or UAN exemption. So what this means is that, normally when you list a product, you need to provide a product identifier. You need like a UAN number, UPC number. Now, if your manufacturer does not give you this number and you don't have this number yourself, like a UAN number, UPC number, you'll have to source it from a third party. You then have to register these numbers with Amazon and then you'll be able to create your listing. Now, as a brand owner, what you can do is you can contact Amazon and say, hey, Amazon, I'm the owner of this brand. I do not use UPCs and UANs. Could you please grant me exemption from these UPCs? And in most cases, Amazon will say yes. And that means to you that, when you list a new product, you no longer need to provide the UAN. This is really good. It's a great feature, will save you a lot of time and a lot of hassle. So, if you've got suddenly 100 new products, you don't need to worry about sourcing UANs for all these products. So really, really nice thing to have. Okay, but for now, let's have a look at what we need exactly for registering a brand. By the way, guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, enable bell notifications so you don't miss out on new content. I will be posting some new videos very soon on creating listings and how to remove hijackers from your listings and many other topics. So if you don't want to miss out, please subscribe and enable bell notifications. Okay, so let's have a look at what we need to register a brand with Amazon. So as I said earlier, the number one thing you need is your trademark. You'll also need a website that shows that you're selling these products and that you own the brand. You might think this is complicated, but creating a website is really quick these days. It will take you something like 30 minutes or an hour quickly to knock one up just for the purpose of, getting your brand registered with Amazon. The website will have to show your products in, branded packaging with the brand printed on them. It doesn't have to be both. It can be just in branded packaging. That's good enough. And also your website will have to have your contact details and we'll have to show that you own the brand. So you have to have your, registration details, your trademark number on it. And also you have to make sure that your website has the same business contact details as your Amazon store, just to make things easier. So once you've got your trademark, your website, obviously your products with the brand printed on the product itself, or the packaging. As I said, you don't really have to have both. Both is better, but just the packaging, it would be enough as well. So once you've got these three things, you can then go through the Amazon brand enrollment process. So let's have a look of what the process is exactly and what it will mean to you. So if we just jump to my screen now, we can take a look. If you log into your Seller Central and go to Stores and click on Manage Stores, it will bring you to this page here. From here, you'll be able to go to Amazon Brand Registry. And from Amazon Brand Registry, you'll be able to enroll a new brand. Now, I already have a brand enrolled, so I'm not going to go through the full process, but I will show you what you need to do. So here, if we click on Enroll a New Brand, Amazon is going to bring up this screen. It is very simple and straightforward, so you don't have to provide too much information. All you need to do is let them know what you're doing. So first, they'll ask you, do your products and packaging have permanently affixed brand name and logo? Yes. Do you intend to enroll more than 10 brands? It's best to click no, even if in future you are planning to, because if you click yes, Amazon will ask you a bunch of more questions and you have to provide more information. It'll just make things more complicated. As a new seller, you just want to be enrolling one brand to start with. You can add more later. Then you enter your brand name, my brand, doesn't matter, whatever brand name you've registered, click next. Next, Amazon will bring you to this intellectual property screen. Now here, they will explain you what kind of brand names what kind of trademarks are acceptable. I would suggest that you start off with a word, because if you're registering a mark, it's a bit more complicated. And here then you'll be able to select whether you're using word, text, or you're using an image. If you're using an image, Amazon will ask you to upload the image. If you're using a word or text, you don't need to do anything because that's already entered there. Next, you will need to enter your trademark. Your trademark is a UK followed by 10 digits. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 1, 7, whatever, something similar to this. And then you'll have to select your intellectual property office. So if you're registering in UK, it will be United Kingdom. And once you've done that, you'll be able to click next. It will then ask us to tell us a bit more about our brand. So here it will say, do your products have UPCs, EANs, or other GTINs? Here at the beginning, it's best to click yes. We can always later request GTIN exemption. Next, you'll have to select categories for your products. So let's say you are selling shoes or clothing, then you would select apparel, and you add another category. You'll say, let's say beauty, because that will go under, clothing. You can also select shoes and bags, and so forth. You keep adding categories until you've added everything that matches the product that you're selling. If you sell products online, let us know where. Now, this is important because you want to provide a website here that shows Amazon that you are a registered brand and you're already selling this brand. It will just make it easier for you to register or get your brand registration approved. This is why I mentioned earlier that you will need to have a website. So here, Amazon will use the website address to help you verify your brand ownership. Yeah. So again, this will just make the whole verification process a lot easier for you. So this is why it's good to have these things ready. It will then ask seller vendor account information. Does your brand have an existing seller vendor relationship with Amazon? No, my brand does not have an existing seller vendor relationship with Amazon. Manufacturing license. Does your brand manufacture your products? Say yes. Does your brand sell to distributors? No. because we don't want to tell Amazon that we're selling to other distributors, because we want to protect our brand from other sellers. We don't want to hijack other sellers hijacking our listings. Does your brand license trademarks to others who manufacture products associated with your intellectual property? Again, click no. Where are your brand's products manufactured? Here you can select wherever you're sourcing your products from. Let's say in our case, China. And you can add more countries if you need to. Where are your brand's products distributed? And here you can say, okay, my brand's products are currently distributed in United Kingdom only. Once you've done all of this, you will then submit your application. I'm not going to do this because I didn't use a real brand, but once you've done all this, you can submit your application and Amazon will then send an email off to the brand owner or whoever's registered on the trademark website as the brand owner. They will send them a unique code, and they'll send you an email to say, thank you for registering with Amazon brand. We're going through the verification process. We have contacted the brand owner. They will send you, please contact the brand owner to obtain the unique reference that we've sent for them. And then once you provide that unique reference to Amazon, they will approve your registration within the next 24 hours. So really simple from here on. So I mentioned earlier a couple of things to you that you will need to get your brand registered. So I know we went through this already in the form, but I wanted to go through also through what you will need to complete this process. Now, the first thing that you will need is a trademark. Now, there's two ways to go around registering a trademark. One, you can go to a trademark solicitor and you can ask them to register a trademark for you. This is probably the easiest way to do it, but if you're a new seller and you have a low budget, you may not want to do this because it can be very expensive. Trademark solicitors will charge you something like £500 to register a trademark, plus there might be some extra fees. There will also be a registration fee, so it'll probably cost you around £1,000 altogether just to register a trademark. Now, the good thing is that you can register a trademark yourself. You don't need to be, a trademark lawyer to do it. All you need is to make sure that the trademark you're registering is not already registered or is not used by someone. So just because, for example, somebody doesn't have the trademark registered, that does not mean that they don't have the rights to it. So what I mean by that is, so one, obviously go to your government trademark website, which is here for UK, government.uk, search for trademark. Here you can click on keyword and you can do your trademark search. Enter the keywords that you want to search for, enter your trademark name that you want to search for, and make sure that, there isn't a similar trademark already registered, because if there is, your trademark application will be rejected and you will lose the registration fee. Once you've satisfied with your search here, you want to search other places as well. So you want to go to Companies House and search Companies House for your trademark. Make sure that somebody doesn't have a company registered using your trademark name. As I said, if somebody has proof that they're trading under that name already, they could appeal and get you to surrender your trademark later on. So you don't want that to happen. And lastly, just go to Google and search for your trademark and make sure that somebody doesn't have a website with your trademark. And, there's nobody trading under your trademark already in the UK. So once you've done all of that, you can go back to your intellectual property office website. And here there's a link to apply to register trademark. Once you click on there, you'll have to fill out a form, provide your details. Make sure you provide your personal details so you can prove that it's you, or provide your company registered details that you've registered with Amazon so that things match up and you don't have a problem with verification later on. So the other thing I said you'll need is a company website. As I said, it's not really too difficult to register a company website. All you need to do is go to something like Wix. Yeah, Wix is a company that makes websites. Register there and you can create a quick website within half an hour or an hour where you can show your company details, your contact details, your brand on it, your products that you'll be selling on Amazon on it, so that when Amazon goes to your website to check to make sure that you own the brand, They can see, okay, this is the same address as registered in your Amazon store. These are the same products as you're selling in your Amazon store. So they can then just cross-reference and verify it. So that's really two things that I wanted to show you there. Now, if we go back to your brand registry page, now here's the thing I wanted to show you as well. And I will be making another video later, which is going to go through how to report how to report a hijacker and get hijackers off your listing if somebody's selling under your listing. I'll make a separate video on that, but I wanted to quickly show you this since we're here anyway. Once you've registered your brand, you'll be able to go here and report a violation, which means if somebody is selling under your brand name, you can then go in and report them and get them removed very quickly. So here, for example, let's search for electric razor. Okay, so let's say we own the brand. Okay, I didn't want to go too big. Let's say we own the brand Sweet LF. Yeah, we could then go to this product here. Copy the ASIN of the product, go to our report violation, put in the ASIN here, do a search, it will then come up with this product. We can then go click on show offers and say, okay, these guys are all hijackers. They're obviously not, but if this was your product, you could say, okay, these guys are all hijackers, that's mine, and that's somebody else who's authorized to sell. And you can then say, okay, I want to report them, trademark infringement, and here you would fill out a form and say a product or image is unlawfully using my trademark, provide a trademark name that's automatically come up with your registered trademark there. You then select your trademark and provide a description of how they're violating your intellectual property rights. Click and submit, and Amazon will very quickly remove those people from your listing. Okay, so going back, so if we now go back to our Amazon Seller Central, I wanted to show you the other benefits that you'll get as a registered brand. So I mentioned this earlier. You will get this new thing under advertising, which is A+ content manager. Now, again, I'm going to go in this under another video where I'm going to show you how to create listings, because this is a great part of creating listings. This will basically give you additional content in your listing where you're able to cross promote. So if we jump back to our electric razor and go into this guy here, now I don't know if he's got it, but I'm hoping that he will have. Yes, he does. So normally, if you don't have a registered brand, your description will look something like this. Yeah, I know this is the legal disclaimer, but you'll just have a plain text description. As a registered brand owner, your product description can now have images like this, and it can, provide all this extra advertisement for your product, which is really great. You can also have links here to other products, so you can cross promote. Yeah, so this is A+ advertisement content, really, really good for selling your product. So if we jump back to our stores, and lastly, I want to mention, you'll have this Amazon store, so you'll be able to create a store, your own branded store, once you've registered a brand, which is going to be basically a store for your brand, and you can then advertise that. It'll be amazon.co.uk, your brand. So if you have a Facebook page and you want to advertise your product through social media, for example, you can then use this, and it looks just so much better than a standard link to your Amazon store. And lastly, the other thing that I wanted to mention was GTIN exemption or UPC UAN exemption. So once you've registered your brand, as I said, don't do it while you're registering your brand, but once you've registered, you can apply for GTIN exemption. Now, this is pretty simple to find. All you need to do is go into Amazon Seller Central Help and click on GTIN exemption or UPC exemption, and it will bring you to this form, apply for UPC exemption. You can then fill out the form and say, I don't use, my brand does not use UANs or UPCs. Please can I have exemption? You'll enter your product category, select your brand and check eligibility, and then you can submit. So again, this is a great way to use your brand to make your life easier as an Amazon seller, because from then on you'll no longer need to provide a UIN when you're creating a product. So normally, if we go to inventory, add a product, and click here, create a new product, as you know, I'm just selecting some really random stuff, but when you're creating a product, you will need, the number one thing that you'll need to provide is a product ID, which is this thing here. So here normally you will enter AEAN or UPC or something for your product. Once you have GTN exemption, you no longer have to do this. So this is really a great feature. It's one of my favorites anyway. And that's about it for this video. I hope you guys found it useful. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, enable bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any new content I post. I will be posting some videos shortly, so I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye for now.